Good afternoon, fifth grade students. We are continuing our read of Falcon Wild, which is has turned into a very compelling story. And Cooper and Stark, the falcon, are, in the woods, and they're trying to figure it all out here. And they're hungry and tired and just lost. So we are going to begin on page 97, chapter 17. I think we're going to kind of backtrack there just a little bit. It's burning, Cooper says as he raises the meat back out of the flames. We impaled it on live green sticks that Cooper sharpened to points with his knife. Smoke wafts up, carrying a mouth-watering aroma. I help him rotate the sticks, and we watch the smoke drift along the edges of the trees, staying at shoulder height until it dissipates. We're going to attract cougars with this cooking, I say. Better eat it now. What do you mean, cougars? Cooper glances behind us. As in the animal? I nod as I sink my teeth into a piece of the most delicious grouse that I've ever eaten, even though it's burned on one side and undercooked on the other. The only sounds are our chewing and our appreciative grunts. It isn't long before we're sucking bones and wiping our mouths. The grouse was just a puny thing, really. The whole bird must have been under 2 pounds, which is too bad because they can grow bigger than a chicken. Kicking sand on the fire, we prepare to continue our trek. The meat stopped the cramping pain in my stomach, but I'm still hungry. I grab my pack as we start out again. I look up to see Stark leap off the tree and follow in lazy circles. I smile, a little bewildered. Falcons don't usually follow people the way dogs do. Trained raptors used in falconry learn to hang in the sky to wait on for their human to flush game, but Stark is not trained. Even so, she's clearly following me. My heart is full as I watch her play in the air currents, grab a breeze, ride it downward, and rise in a thermal. The sky is endless overhead. But she comes back. Does it feel like something is watching us? Cooper asks. Yeah, I point. It's Stark. She's staying with us. I'm prouder than I've ever been in my life. Cooper glances up before casting his gaze into the trees behind us. I guess so. I try not to be annoyed with his lack of admiration. You think the ghost of that skeleton is coming after you, don't you? It's seeking revenge for your stealing. Cooper snorts. Or maybe you think that someone saw you take the money and you're afraid that they're going to put you in jail. I step over a delicate plant, not wanting to trample it. Cooper rounds on me so fast I almost fall. What do you know about jail? You think you're so smart? Get over yourself. He whirls around and stomps away. I follow slowly behind. My heart hammers and I try to look calm. I don't know what set him off, but I do know I don't have time for this. My dad and little brother are waiting for me, and they don't have a falcon to hunt for them. Dad and Gavin would have eaten those snacks from the gas station by now. The 3-day clock is still ticking. They must be almost delirious with dehydration. The need to get back to them is a razor, cutting deeper with each step. I pull out Gavin's fortune teller again. You will survive a cockroach attack, but be horribly maimed for life. A noise escapes me, part sob, part laugh. You will become a princess falconer and fly all his hawks for him. If only I could go back in time and choose this fortune. I wonder what would have happened if I had done any one thing differently. Maybe none of this would have happened. We continue across the prairie in silence until Cooper stops and whirls around again. What? I say. I keep thinking I hear something. Cooper stares at the trees across from us. I do the same, searching through the gloom between the trunks. Do cougars stalk people? He asks. They can, but they usually hunt at night. They need the element of surprise. I don't see anything. I peer uneasily into the shadows and then see and scan the prairie around us. We've come more into the prairie away from the trees, but a movement catches my eye. A squirrel jumps along a trunk clinging to the bark. I'm glad we don't have to worry about spearing squirrels anymore. Let's just go, Cooper says with a last look into the trees. As we head across the open grasslands toward a rocky moraine, the sun beats down on us, and I'm glad for my bald cap. Cooper doesn't have one. His nose and cheeks are turning red. We've had no clouds or threats of weather since we started, but the constant sun can be a hazard too. I want to ask Cooper about the jail thing, why he acts normal one minute, then rages the next. Why does he get so angry? Where is he from? And why is that even a secret? He said he doesn't live anywhere, but how can that be? He must have a family. Or maybe he's an orphan. I have so many questions, but I try to be normal, whatever that is, and not ask them. No matter what his story is, I feel it's very different from my own. I can't imagine not being proud of telling people I live at the Birds of Prey Education Center. At the annual Falconers Convention, when the event announcer calls my name through the speakers, he always says from where I'm from, and I feel a swell in my heart as I walk out. It's part of me and who I am. I search for Start, but can't spy her white form in any of the trees or in the sky. I feel a moment of panic that she's decided to leave. I have to trust her. Cooper jumps sideways, startling me out of my thoughts. I catch a glimpse of a pika disappearing down a hole. Watch out for that man-eating rock rabbit, Cooper. Whatever. He mumbles a few more things as he walks, his back rigid. Then he turns to me. Seriously, did the GPS say there was a highway, or are you just playing me? Well, yes, but Cooper makes a rude noise. You want me to think you know what you're doing out here with your clover and your fire and your hunting hawk. She's a falcon. But you don't have a clue where we are, do you? Just admit it. Where do you think we should go then? I saw the GPS before I left. It showed the highway just west of us. Anyway, why do you keep blaming me, phone stealer? Enough with the phone, okay? Cooper raises his hands and clasps them behind his head. He stares at the sky for a long moment with a bleak, lonely expression. He blows out his breath. When his arms fall back to his sides, he seems to deflate. Look, I was mad at you guys. I knew you were thinking that I'm just a piece of trash you picked up on the road. You're talking about your perfect family and your perfect life. And then you see me and think, man, we better get the stink of him out of our van. I feel a small twist in the center of me. My life isn't perfect. We were heading to give away Stark. Stark, the only bird that would have stuck by and hunted grouse for me when she could be flying away anywhere. My voice wavers and I stop. Where's your family, Cooper? My dear old dad couldn't deal with the stink of me either, he says. He tried giving me away. So how's that for not perfect? Giving you to who? The naked pain on his face makes me want to save him somehow. When he catches my expression, he closes off like a trap. You think you can judge me just by looking at me. You don't know me. No one does. My dad doesn't even know me. In the end, it's up to all of us just to take care of ourselves. Remember that, Karma. What about your mom? Where is she? Would you shut it for one freaking minute? You never stop. Let's just get out of this place so I don't have to listen to your... Cooper's eyes bug out. He looks at something behind me. I swirl around in time to see a large brown shape appear from behind between the trees. My blood turns to ice. A grizzly bear. It throws its nose in the air, even from this distance. I can tell it's sniffing our scent. Then it stares straight at us. Cooper and I gape at each other. Run! Cooper screams and takes off down the slope. No! Everyone in Montana knows that the main thing about grizzly attacks is that people run. That will trigger a chase response. Food runs. It's the worst thing that Cooper could do. Cooper, stop! I stand frozen in place, and I still quick glance behind. Maybe the bear decided to go back into the forest, but no. The bear is moving toward me. Cooper is getting farther away. Panic clouds my judgment. I don't want to be left alone with the bear. I can't help it. I race after Cooper. As I run, I imagine the bear is right on my heels. I can practically feel his breath on the back of my neck. Any minute, I expect sharp claws to rake down my back, or will it go for my feet? Trip me with a swipe of its paw, then roll me over. I will start at my belly. It will start at my belly. I'll have to curl into a tight ball. I will not be gutted like a grouse. Or will it go for my throat? I keep running, pumping my arms to gain speed. My ball cap flies from my head. The pack on my back thumps me with every step. The terrain turns loose and rocky. I try not to slide as I chase after Cooper. He doesn't even look back. I want to kill him. I glance behind me. The bear is not running, but he's definitely following us. I watch it sniff the air and begin to lumber faster. I swing my head around, desperately searching for some way out of this. What do I do? I can't get eaten by a grizzly. Never during our lessons did I think I'd be facing one in real life. Scanning the sky, I briefly fantasize about Stark attacking the bear for me. Will she even know what's happened to me? Will she fly to my body and sit on my head, waiting for me to feed her? Will she pick the meat off my bones? I trip on a rock, almost falling. It brings my attention back to the terrain. Cooper has stopped just ahead. He's waving at me to hurry. I glance back again. The bear is barreling across the scree toward me, fully charging on all fours. Its bottom lip hangs down. I can see the hump on its shoulder blades quiver within motion. Its glossy frosted fur shines in the sun. Here, Cooper screams and shoves me. I plummet over the edge of a drop-off. My arms flail as a scream erupts out of me. All I see is the sheer drop below. The next moment, my scream is cut short as I plunge into frigid water. I'm bobbing to the surface of a river, gasping in a wet breath. Where is Cooper? Did he jump too? Did the bear get him? I see the outline of the bear hanging over the drop-off far away. I realize the river is moving fast. I'm being swept downstream in churning water. Chapter 18. Water is everywhere. I can't breathe, can't see where I am. The shore flies past so quickly, I feel like I'm in a vortex. Every time I try to yell for Cooper, my open mouth fills with water. I choke, gag. The water closes over my head as I go under, plunging me into that weird world of echoing underwater sounds. When I resurface, all I hear is the roar of the river and my own wet gasp. Wow. They survived, I think. We'll find out tomorrow. Chapter 18, page 105. Thank you for the great champions. See you tomorrow. Take care.